I've lived in the gray my whole life. I've suffered from depression, anxiety since I was born. It fucking sucks living in the gray.
Yeah.
And the only thing that gets me to slice through the gray and see some blue is having a team and being of service to other people. So I knew that a lot of them were going through the same shit. But just like you were going to be authentic, they needed someone who, like, I'm fucked up. I'm good with my fucked upness. It's okay for me not to be okay. But somebody who let them know that's okay. So, you know, when we first started, myself and Nate Boyer, Green Beret, who I trained, got signed by the Seahawks as the oldest rookie in NFL history, and Lindsay. And, you know, we started with 10 veterans who were homeless at the time and brought them into Unbreakable for free, trained them up, got a couple football players. And what we all try and teach all of them is, like, you playing college football, that's not who you are. Like, the fact that you played University of Miami, that's not who you are. What is behind your rib cage that got you to beat out millions and millions and millions of people to play in Miami? That's who the fuck you are. Yeah. But you use that in that next step of life. But same with our combat vets. Man, these guys do such incredible shit. Think about this. How many have we come across, right? They don't know us, though. Right. And they leave their families, and they go overseas so they can fight for you and your kids, me and my kid. And then they come back over here, and they're like, oh, I'm different. And I'm trying to show them, no, you're different. Like, different is good. This is what you and I are talking about. Different is what leads to success. But if you're by yourself and you think, oh, I'm different, you're stuck in a hole. If you have a team, a tribe again, a locker room again, they build you up, right, and get you to understand, no, different is good. Different leads to success. That's what can get you through that hole, and that gets you to walk the walk with other people. And here's the coolest thing, bro. Since that first day where we did a feature on Fox, and I asked you to post, and you did, which I love you. Again, we started in one location with 10 veterans who were homeless at the time. 3 of them now work for me. 3 now work for me.
Great.
We're in 5 locations. We're in New York, Vegas, Atlanta, Chicago, and LA. We're hoping to open Dallas soon, and Phoenix and Seattle. Of our MVPers, more than 50%, so the majority, attempted suicide before meeting us. Right? That's not okay. Right? And I get choked up talking about it still. Like, that's that 22 number a day of vets who kill themselves. That is not freaking okay. Of our vets and players who have joined MVP since, the number is 0. Not fucking 1. Fucking 0. So it's a movement. It's growing. You know, like I say, I use it a lot for my own depression. Yeah. And I'm just so proud of these guys. You are too, and I love you for it.
I'm so proud. I am so proud of those boys, and I'm so proud of you too as well. You know, and we've all gone through this. You know, mental health. We've all gone through our versions of mental health and moments of depression, episodes and bouts of depression. You and I have talked about this personally. Yeah. And you know, the thing that I really appreciate about the stuff that you're doing with these guys, because they're walking, living examples. When you get guys now and the percentage is 0 that they're trying to check out, 0. It's so powerful because it illuminates the power and the importance of it being okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
Ask for help because, you know, as you know, just as dudes, right? As dudes, right. You know, there's an ego, there's a strength to us that we want to maintain and hold on to. And we bottle our shit up inside, and this is how we deal with our emotions. You know, maybe we don't have the tool set emotionally to deal with them, so we keep it all inside and we don't ask for help. But, you know, because in a lot of ways, it's this idea that's actually so flawed that asking for help is a weakness. When in reality, as you know, and as I know, and as the MVP boys know, and people around the world know this, asking for help is actually the superpower that we have.
Okay.
It's actually the superpower, brother. So cheers to that, man, and the great work that you guys.
Vulnerability, like, hey, this right here is one thing, but vulnerability is real strength. And for people like you and I to come out, who has the doodly quotient, if you will, and to show people, man, it's okay to be vulnerable. That's how we're going to make it in this world. And I truly believe that our combat vets could be the ones that could change the view of mental health in this country because they are willing to go through it. And I have a big voice. You have a big voice. We have this platform that we can give them. We have one of our combat vets, Kirstie Ennis. She's one of our unbreakable spokespeople. She, Marine door gunner, her helicopter went down. She's had 46 surgeries, lost her left leg, and man, she's on her third master. She was the 5th ranked snowboarder in the world after this shit went down. One day we're doing an MVP in New York, and Roger Goodell was there. Roger's crying, listening to our guys talk. And he turns to her and he says, "Hey, you're going to save the world." And she says, "Nope, we're going to prove it." I mean, it was like out of a movie. But I do think that this group is the one that can improve the world. I'm just their vehicle to get their message out.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you brought up vulnerability too, man, because there's, you know, for your audience right now.
Misty there? Am I
What's
getting
that?
you misty there?
Huh?
Am I getting you a little misty there? Am I getting you a little misty?
No, man. I got a lot of pollen in this room. In my office, there's just it's
That's what I'm talking about.
fucking pollen around here. Somebody's fired. But you know, I'm glad you brought up that about vulnerability too, because it's so important. You know, there's a woman by the name, her name is Dr. Brene Brown, and I would highly recommend her to your audience to watch, because she talks about the power of vulnerability and how it is so critical for us to progress in life when we really embrace that vulnerability, man. And I love that you always talk about what's behind your rib cage and between your ears, right? Because that's where our anchor is, man. So, you know, again, congratulations on that. And also too, you mentioned the gray, and I love that.
Yeah.
Because there's one of my favorite country singers. His name is Cody Jenks. He has a song. It's called, one of the lines in it is called, there's a lot of color in the gray.
Oh, wow.
When you think about that, right? Because gray sometimes looks a certain way and neutral, and maybe it doesn't have the zest that one would think, but in actuality, man, there's so much, you know, color in that gray, man.
Man, living in the gray, it sucks.
Yeah.
But the more you talk about it, I guess the less sucky it gets, the more you can embrace the suck.
But there's life in the gray.
Yeah, that's great.
There's life and power in the gray, you know?